Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the Raw Dogs post show here on BodySlam.net. I know it's been a little bit, it's been a few weeks, but we got two of the gang back together. We're here, and we picked a hell of a night to come back to with that Raw that they just gave us there, the go home show.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, very, very good episode of Raw that we will get into. But first and foremost, how you doing tonight, Cory?
Brother, I'm doing a lot better than I have been. I'll be honest. Pops had surgery a few weeks ago, so I've been taking care of him the last few weeks. But we're up and moving. He's moving too. He's doing pretty good now. So he's getting better day by day. He's walking without a walker. He's got a cane, but not really using it. So he's doing most of the stuff by himself now. But other than that, I'm great. Like you said, tonight was a great episode of Raw. I'm growing my hair out now. I don't know if you see.
Very good.
My hair's growing, so
yeah.
You can't call me bald anymore. But no, it's been pretty good since the last time we've been on the show together. And like you said, it was a great episode for us to bring the show back. So if you want to, let's go ahead and hop right into it.
Yeah, man. If you are watching on YouTube and you want your comment, question, anything shown on the screen, send us a super chat. Not only will we show your comment and talk about what you want to talk about, but it helps us here at Body Slam, so we would appreciate that on that end as well. So feel free to send a super chat if you are inclined. But yes, let's dive in. It was the go home show to Backlash this Saturday in St. Louis, and this show starts off with main event Jey Uso making his way to the ring. He's here to call out Logan Paul. And a Paul does come down the ring, but it's not Logan Paul.
Nope.
It's his old pal, Paul Heyman, makes his way down to the ring. He says he's not here to disrespect anybody, but he wanted to say something to Jay's face.
Yep.
And Jay kind of cuts him off. He's saying, you got a lot of ball stepping in here after everything you just did to Roman not too long ago at WrestleMania. And then they start going back and forth where, Heyman just goes off on this promo about the history of the bloodline and why he did what he did, leaning into everything Roman did and how he left him with Solo and that whole crew, kind of reliving the past and all that. And Heyman got real emotional, told Jay to go screw himself. So this was really good, Cory. This was really good stuff.
Definitely a great way to start the show. Like you said, main event Jey Uso came out expecting to call out his next opponent that we believe is the one challenging him for the World Heavyweight Championship in Logan Paul. And the wise man, Paul Heyman, comes out very tan. Very tan.
Yes.
Looking like an orange, just like Braun Breaker. So he must be hitting the tanning beds with Braun Breaker now since they're aligned together. But yeah, Paul Heyman comes out. He pretty much crashes out on Jey Uso. He says, "You're not going to sit here and blame me for everything. Mm-hmm. You're trying to blame me. Roman Reigns was the one that left me to get fucked with by the bloodline when he left after WrestleMania losing his title. CM Punk is the one that put me in a predicament where I had to pick between my best friend and the tribal chief. Mm-hmm. So you go after them. I don't know why you're coming after me." So then he starts going off on him. They have a little back and forth. And ultimately, Paul Heyman, he does what Paul Heyman does. And he guilt trips Jey Uso pretty much into a World Heavyweight Championship match for Seth Rollins tonight.
Yep, incredible. Did not see that one coming at all. And they book it, and the main event later on in the evening is going to be Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight title. And we kind of go right into the next thing because, Penta makes his entrance. We see Penta making his entrance. But before we get to Penta's match, we have another backstage segment with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. And Paul walks into the locker room and he says, "I can't believe it. It worked. He fell for it. It worked." And Seth Rollins is like, "I don't want to tell you I told you so, but I told you so." And then kind of Paul then explains to the young gun Braun Breaker what Seth just did and how great Seth is by pulling the wool over Jay's eyes. A nice little backstage segment to add a little bit more to this group.
Yeah, you could see Braun Breaker was there like, what really just happened? What's going on here? Because I'm kind of out of the loop. What did you just do for him? And how does that help me? What is that going to do for me? So
Yep.
Paul pretty much goes over the whole thing with him for like 3 minutes backstage, and they talk about it. And Braun Breaker's like, okay, yeah, I got it. All right. So then we went back out to the ring. Penta's out there. Penta's getting ready. Penta
Mhm.
ready. You have I think they came out during American commercial. I was able to see it, but bobblehead, Funko Pop, and came out to the ring. They all came out to the ring. You had Carlito, Finn Balor, and JD McDonagh. So you have JD McDonagh versus JD McDonagh versus Penta. After
Mhm.
went down last week on Monday Night Raw with JD McDonagh returning. You have that. You set up the match. The match was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But do I expect any different when Penta's involved? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely. Penta doesn't put on bad matches. So I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed everything that happened throughout the match. I even enjoyed the parts where there was interference in the match. I enjoyed the separate. It wasn't just Judgment Day getting involved. You had El Grande Americano's #1 fan come to ringside and
Yeah.
screw Penta again, but ultimately Penta took him out. Penta took out the entire Judgment Day, and Penta beat JD McDonagh with the Mexican Destroyer. What'd you think about that match?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I agree with you with Penta. Like Penta doesn't really miss at all. He hasn't had a bad match since he's shown up in WWE.
Absolutely not.
And this added to that. Sometimes I do think the interference can get a little much, but I thought in this one it worked. I think it fit.
It worked in his favor.
Yeah, and Gable sliding in there as well was kind of like, not out of nowhere, but it kind of was a new wrinkle there.
Yeah.
And he still came out on top, so he just came around. It was 4-on-1 at one point. Michael Cole.
Yeah, that's what Michael Cole said.
Yeah, he's like it was 4-on-1 at one point, and he still wins with the Mexican Destroyer. And JD McDonagh took that beautifully to end the match.
Absolutely, I was like, yeah, that's how you're gonna have to end the match, because you can't have him put the sacrifice in either.
Yeah,
because he already hit the Mexican Destroyer, so he got him down. The fact that Chad Gable has pretty much been on-off feuding with Penta since he debuted has been a sight to see. I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed what they're bringing to the table right now. Penta's presentation has been top notch. You saw he's got a new guitar in the background of his theme song now. WWE, as I stated last year, when WWE made Megan Thee Stallion SmackDown's theme song last year, when they made the move to USA Network, as I said, WWE was wanting to incorporate more mainstream artists into these theme songs, and they're doing so. I know everybody wants Def Rebel's contract to be over. Nobody ultimately knows when it's over. WWE keeps saying it's expiring. They won't give any answers, so nobody ultimately knows. No insiders, no reporters, nobody knows the contract status of Def Rebel. But if they're incorporating these mainstream artists and these artists from the outside to help them with the music, I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. And the guitar, I definitely think that the background guitar for Penta's entrance and for his music is a good touch.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was a nice little add-on. Guy from Tool in there, Adam from Tool. So that's
shout out
cool.
to Tool.
Yeah, big time. We then headed backstage and we saw Grayson Waller chatting it up with Adam Pearce, and he's saying it's against him. I have a match against him tonight. Blah blah blah. And Theory rolls up and he's like, "What's going on?" And Waller goes, I was just telling Pierce how great you've been lately and all this stuff, and you deserve a match tonight. And, I think you should have my match tonight.
Yeah.
And Pierce is like, this is unbelievable. All right, let's go. This is what you want. It's fine. And Austin Theory's like, who's it against? And Grace is like, I think it's best if it's a surprise. It's okay. It's okay. And we find out that it is a guy we haven't seen for a little bit. Sheamus. Yeah, since the Rumble, the returning Sheamus. And him and Austin Theory, I thought, had a pretty good match here too.
It was a banger. It
was a very good one.
Even through the commercial breaks, they had Austin Theory in control. They had their little back and forth on TV when it wasn't on commercial. Sheamus was getting his offense in. At some points of the match, it made you think that Austin Theory might beat Sheamus.
Yeah.
Some points you also had the thought in the back of your mind, like, what the hell? Why did Grayson Waller get Austin Theory into this match? And ultimately, you know what they're doing right now. WWE is still extending the breakup between the two of them. It's coming. It's coming. It's 2 years in the making, but it's coming. The breakup is coming. Austin Theory is eventually going to come to a senses that you've never had my best interest in it. For me, it's always been about you, you, and you. Whatever, I've done everything for you, and you've done nothing for me. So therefore, A-Town Down Under is going to be over eventually. The group is going to split. But this match ends up with Sheamus winning. Banger, like I said, banger after banger after banger. Sheamus is still incredible in the ring for his age right now. Still great shape. Ever since the people said it burger after burger after burger when he returned last year, he said, okay, you guys want to rag me for my body. The next week he came back, he was shredded. He was shredded one week later. And he told the story. He said that WWE, he saw him, it pop up on the screen. He didn't even know. He saw it pop up on the screen. He was watching Monday Night Raw. He saw he was going to be competing next week. And he said, what the hell? So he came back. He didn't know he was coming back. He was on the road to come back, but didn't know he was coming back at that point. And so he came back. He wasn't in the best shape, but the week after that came back shredded, and he's still moving like he's in his 30s.
Oh, so he's incredible. He's incredible.
I enjoy Sheamus matches every single time he pops up on the screen. Doesn't matter who he's working. He could be working a cruiserweight. He could be working a heavyweight. Doesn't matter what type of style, he can work with everybody, and he puts on a great match every single time.
Absolutely. We then find out that there has been another match added to this weekend's Backlash. They added Dominic Mysterio defending his Intercontinental Championship against Penta. So that has been added to this weekend's
fifth match now. Match on Backlash.
Fifth match on the card. And then we roll into the Judgment Day Clubhouse. JD, I like this. JD McDonagh is upset. Losing. He says Dominic's going to take care of Penta, all this stuff. And AJ Styles rolls in. And Finn Balor's like, how the hell did you get in here? And AJ goes, R-Truth let me in. Yeah, he goes, R-Truth let me in. He just told me where you guys were. He goes, I'm not here to start a fight, though. I just want to offer a friendly warning. I don't care who wins at Backlash.
I'm coming for it.
I'm coming for the IC title. They call him an old man, and Dom's kind of saying, he calls him an old man. AJ gets out of there, and Dom's kind of like, man, I knew being a champion would be hard, but I didn't know it would be this hard. And he looks at Finn. He goes, you have a history with that guy. Take care of this guy for me.
Yeah.
And Finn's like, oh, now I'm going to be cleaning up after you and all this stuff. I thought this was a pretty good thing. Obviously, they kind of teased the AJ Dom stuff last week a little bit, adding on to it. So it seems like we're going to be getting a Dominic AJ match or a little program here in the future after Backlash, I would assume, which would be fun. I think that's a good feud for both of those guys. I think that'll be good.
I like this backstage segment. Like you said, AJ Styles just rolled up into the clubhouse like it was nothing. R-Truth let me in. But when he comes in, it's very interesting to watch the interaction between him and Finn Balor. He walks in and he says, "Sup, Prince?" And Finn gives him the little nod. So that's a callback to Prince Devitt. Yeah. So if you don't know, that's Finn Balor. Finn Balor before he came to WWE with the Bullet Club as Finn Balor. But they're tapping into the history. They know that people watching aren't stupid. They're not going after our intelligence any longer. They know the history of this. So they went ahead and had this backstage segment. Like you said, he's coming after the Intercontinental Championship. Doesn't matter if it's Dom or Penta, which more than likely it's going to be Dom. It's going to be Dom and AJ Styles going at it. A lot of people have been speculating about AJ Styles and what's his future and whatnot. But the latest that AJ said was that he wanted to retire in WWE. This was his last contract. So he's going to work. It was supposed to be before he got hurt on SmackDown when he was facing Carmelo Hayes. When he went and had that bad injury. That was supposed to be his retirement tour. He's supposed to start his retirement tour and go out. So now nobody knows, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what we are going to talk about later, what's coming next week. We'll talk about all that later on in the show. But yeah, this was a good segment to add to some of the heat that it was already coming, especially with JD saying, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Nobody can help me. Why'd you guys leave? Why did you send Chad Gable out there? What's going on?" So yeah, the tension in the Judgment Day is still building, and ultimately Judgment Day is gonna end as we know it soon. It just like A-Town Down Under and stuff like that. It's a longer build. I know a lot of people don't like the longer build, but that's what we got, unfortunately. So, but I'm looking forward to it. When it comes to longer builds, Triple H knows what he's doing. So I'm looking forward to what's coming out of this.
Yeah, I agree. We then get the New Day rolling up on Chad Gable, who we just talked about. And, they say it's time that he and American Made get some respect around here. They want to give him a tag team title shot. They're trying to feels like they're trying to get him to get him in the gang to go after the War Raiders so they can get them off their back. And then Becky Lynch shows up.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Because, they kind of lean in and they say, "Oh, we feel like the title should be more American around here." And then Becky Lynch pops in. She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Hey. And they kind of show her a little bit. And then they kind of do that, follow her entrance as she's to the ring as she's coming in to talk and have a promo segment, which, again, second week in a row, her and Lyra Valkyria kill it in a promo segment.
Very, very good. The second week in a row, I think Lyra Valkyria has gotten the best of Becky Lynch on the microphone. I think this is the direction that WWE should have gone from the beginning.
I was going to say, where has this been? We've been waiting for this.
This is when I alluded to it back in January about Becky Lynch's WrestleMania program, this is what it was supposed to be for what I told. She was supposed to be feuding with Lyra Valkyria going into WrestleMania. I guess a lot of plans changed. A lot of plans changed heading into WrestleMania. So many things on the card changed, and they ultimately went with the surprise opponent for Liv and Raquel being Becky and Lyra. That ultimately ended up being the match there. We know what happened. They lost the tag team titles one night or 2 nights after they won. Yeah. No, it was it Saturday? Someday it was the next day, right? Or was it 2 days?
I think it was the next day.
Was it Sunday? Sunday they won, right? They won at WrestleMania Sunday. There's too many dates.
Yeah, I think they were on Sunday. So it was the next night.
Yeah, so they lost it one night after. Yeah, not even 24 hours. I forgot. That's what Michael Cole said. Not even 24 hours after they lost the titles. Becky obviously turned on Lyra. We get this program now. Lyra last week said basically, "I know you're not going to face me unless I'm putting this belt on the line. So me versus you at Backlash." Okay? Yeah. So that's what happens. This week they go into the promo battle again. Becky Lynch calls her out. Becky Lynch mentions, "You wouldn't have your relationship if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't be yourself if it wasn't for me. I made you." Lyra comes out again and says, "No, you didn't. You haven't done anything for me. All you do is leech, pretty much. You ruin everything, and you think you're better than everybody. Ultimately, you're not." They come to blows. Lyra Valkyria gets the best of Becky Lynch and stands over the top of her.
Oh, loved it. And I love how Becky, now we know that Becky also is the one that attacked Bayley, and she was ragging on Bayley to start this promo.
Oh, yeah, she said garbage.
Calling her garbage and stuff, which, if Becky does win that IC title on Saturday or wins it at some point, Bayley and Becky for the IC title, that is a money feud for that title.
This is very smart booking by WWE in terms of getting the main event women in the mid-card title picture.
Yep.
But it's also not only inserting them into the mid-card title picture, but it's elevating the talent that's already in the mid-card title picture. Like Lyra Valkyria, she's fantastic. She's great. But Becky Lynch is putting her on an entirely different level right now.
Yep.
People love to say the Becky Hogan allegations and whatnot. But Becky Lynch works with everybody. If you've noticed, the crowd has been more into Lyra Valkyria the last 2 weeks than they've ever been. And that's because Becky Lynch is great as a heel. I think it was great that they brought her back as a heel. That was supposed to be the point the entire time. So I'm excited to see where this goes. They have that match at Backlash on Saturday. Normally when a person stands tall, they don't win the match. But like you said, Bayley could come into the picture. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely something. I think this program goes way beyond Backlash.
Oh yeah, I think this, like you said, it's going to elevate the IC title where they need it to be elevated, and then in the end, when Lyra ends up winning that back from Becky or whoever, like it elevates her to a completely different level. This is one of my favorite things they're doing in the company right now. This storyline over 2 weeks, it has just become one of my favorite things that they're
There's
doing.
a few storylines in the women's division that are on top right now.
Yeah,
The women have been carrying. I'll tell you that right now. The women have been carrying uh on SmackDown and on Raw. Oh,
yeah,
and we're not even going to talk about NXT because NXT is a women's wrestling show. So
literally.
outside of the NXT champion, the men's division is not very strong outside of a few people. The
Yeah.
women have been carrying, and the women of NXT have been coming to Monday Night Raw also.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about a couple of them now because this went right into Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. I mean, again, just another really good wrestling match. I am loving seeing Roxanne every week now. I'm loving
two of the best women in the world right there.
Yep, and we got some of it last week on NXT. These two had a little sequence in the tag match that was excellent. Now we get the one-on-one. These two killed it. A very, very fun match.
Back and forth. The ending, rolling. Ultimately ends with Io finally getting the pin in the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne shows Io the respect, or at least we think she's showing her the respect. Rolls out of the ring. The camera follows her, and you can hear the crowd in Omaha. And who shows up? Who was it that showed up? It was Julia.
Yes, it was. It was Julia.
The Beautiful Madness again showed up on Monday Night Raw, and her and Roxanne Perez beat down Io Sky, and Io Sky doesn't have any help. So Roxanne and Julia stand tall, and like I said, the women have been carrying. This is another program that I've really enjoyed post WrestleMania.
Yep.
I think it was a blessing. They keep talking about a WWE draft. I think the draft it's penciled in somewhere this year. The draft is penciled in somewhere. I just think they're doing small call-ups right now, and the bigger ones will come post-draft. So I think what I was told last week, PW Insider was told the same thing. Roxanne and Julia are expected to be called up together to Monday Night Raw. They'll be done with NXT, which Julia wasn't supposed to spend much time in NXT anyways. She was supposed to run through there, and they got Stephanie, so Stephanie can be down there for a little bit. Julia and Roxanne coming up together. It's beyond time for Roxanne Perez. Like I said, she's a top 5 women's wrestler in the entire world. She's only what, 20,
22 or something? Yeah, 22, 23. Right, she's super young.
She's 23 right now because her and Cora Jade were our team 2001. They are best friends and born in the same year. So yeah, she's only 23 right now, and she's one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the entire world. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. Her and Julia and Io and everything that's going down on Raw right now. Not only we'll talk about what's going to happen next week on Raw, but ultimately, this is going to likely end up leading into the rumored Evolution 2 pay-per-view. Yes. Evolution 2 is rumored for July 5th in Connecticut. WWE has yet to confirm it, but multiple insiders, including myself and PWN, have reported that it is on the schedule. So expect something regarding Evolution 2 in the next few weeks, because I don't think they'd be doing these types of programs on Raw and SmackDown if there wasn't a women's PLE coming.
Yeah, I would agree. We then led to, my type of match, just a Big E type of match. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Oh, yes.
Match.
Meat.
It was Otis versus Rusev. Rusev's first match in WWE in over 5 years. And it was, again, it wasn't the longest match on the show, but it was, again, another entertaining, good match. Yeah, fun. Just fun. Otis is great.
Very fun.
Yeah, Otis is great. Rusev looked great. That spinning heel kick that he gave was a thing of beauty. Rusev looked terrific. Otis was a perfect opponent. The crowd loves Otis. He's good. Otis is really good.
You gotta love Otis. He's come a long way.
This was a lot of fun.
He's a crowd pleaser. He's come a very long way in the ring since he started in WWE.
Yeah.
let me read the chat real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer this chat. Do we respond? Yeah, we'll get to questions in a little bit. We're gonna go through the show and we'll get to the questions. But yeah, we'll respond to you guys. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll respond.
Yeah. We
But yeah,
usually run through the comments at the end after
yeah,
we
we'll
go
talk.
through the
We'll talk
show.
about everything after. But yeah, this match was very fun. I think Rusev looks like he's in the greatest shape of his entire career.
Mhm.
He took that abyss seriously. He went to the abyss for 5 years. He said he went to the abyss for 5 years. Ultimately, he gets the win. He gets the win against Otis in like we said, a very fun match. After the match, Kira Tozawa comes in, rips off
Mhm.
his shirt,
Yeah.
stands up to Rusev. Rusev says, "Nah, I'm just gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away." So Akira Tozawa gets the tending to Otis, turns his back to Rusev. You never, ever, ever turn your back. Never,
Nope.
ever, ever. Rusev comes in. Rusev destroys Akira Tozawa and Otis again.
Yep. Sure did. Very, very good. Very good. Made Rusev look like an absolute monster. Had to be ripped off Otis
By like
by
10
Adam
people,
Pierce and a bunch of other agents and
like 10,
security. And
10 people, I
yeah,
think was in
he
there.
looked like an absolute monster.
I'm loving his Redeemer
The
presentation in
Redeemer
WWE.
character. Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
loving it. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they carried it over to WWE. Uh, Rusev Day was fun, but the Redeemer, I wish they would have tapped into it more in All Elite
Hmm.
Wrestling. But it looks like he's having a great time right now when it comes to the Redeemer in WWE. And judging by what I asked on Twitter earlier, the fans are enjoying it too so far. They're
Yeah.
enjoying his presentation. They said obviously the theme song, the theme song's got to grow on them, but the entrance looked fire. The lights were out, and you come back and all you see is his shadow with his
Yeah.
face in the background
Yeah.
and Rusev on the screen, and then he comes in and he's so serious and the new people that they've been bringing in, the presentation's been amazing.
Yeah. I
They've
agree.
been doing a great job, and that's one thing that the Paul Levesque does fantastic is entrances. Entrances.
Yeah.
He takes entrances very seriously, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up getting a video released by WWE showing the process of coming through Rusev's entrance,
Oh, of
like
course.
like we did with Ray Phoenix, like we did
Hmm.
with Penta, like we did with a few others that have come in. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have one this week sometime about Rusev's entrance. But yeah, Rusev being back at WWE and this match in this segment was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. I agreed. And then we had the face off between Pat McAfee and Gunther. And let me tell you, this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Let me tell you, this was some good stuff right here by both these guys. I thought Pat McAfee was excellent in this promo.
He's an excellent promo all the time.
Yeah.
People don't like him because he gets overly excited and overly hyped on commentary, which I understand. I like him personally. I like Pat McAfee's commentary style. Michael Cole is having the time of his life because Pat
Hmm.
McAfee is his commentary partner right now. But yeah, like you said, Pat McAfee held his own in this promo, did incredible. He started off by glazing Omaha, obviously. They're in Omaha, Nebraska. He's
Of course.
glazing him. And then all of a sudden he goes into that mode. He basically calls Gunther a bitch. He says, Gunther, you're a bitch. This version of you is a bitch. You've been a champ for 80% of your time in WWE, but now you're soft. This
Hmm.
version of Gunther is soft. So he that pissed off Gunther. You can see the expression change from Gunther right away. Gunther went into his promo, pretty much said, "Hey,
Also,
your
excellent.
your daughter's birthday was last week, wasn't it? Your daughter, did you have fun there? Yeah." And then he goes and rips him a new asshole.
Yeah.
He rips Pat McAfee a new asshole. Basically said something about I'm gonna choke you out so hard that you're gonna be like a wet towel
Yeah. You're
when
going to
I'm done.
drop like a wet towel.
You drop like a wet towel when I'm done with you. Look, cameos in the background.
Oh, there he comes. There he comes. He's like, I heard you were talking about Gunther. Gunther's his favorite. No, but yeah, he said he would drop you like a wet towel. And then Gunther said, tonight, by my grace, you're untouchable. But on Saturday, only by the grace of God, only the grace of God will be able to lift my arms off of your throat.
That was great. That was fantastic
tremendous.
delivery.
Yeah.
People don't really enjoy Gunter on the mic, but I think he's done a fantastic job as of late when it comes to promos.
Yeah.
people aren't happy, obviously, that Gunther's facing Pat McAfee at Backlash. But I said it earlier today on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I said that I believe that the match is going to be a lot better than a lot of you think.
Oh yeah.
And you forget that Pat McAfee, the first thing that he did in WWE was step into a ring in NXT. So I'm pretty sure that the match is going to be. He's been training. His match with Adam Cole was outstanding.
Yep.
He was in the War Games match. If you forget, go watch the War Games match that Pat McAfee was in. Was outstanding. He's good in the ring. He can move in the ring. He takes it very seriously. He mentioned it in the promo too. He said, "We've been wanting to do this our entire life." Yep. And he's not lying. Pat McAfee has been a wrestler fan. They've gone into his history. You always see him in the crowd when he was in the NFL. He was a fan his entire life, got into the business. The match is going to be a good one on Saturday.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good one. And I expect it to be a pretty competitive one, at least to start. And then, hopefully at least Pat can get out of there alive. But we'll see. We'll see.
Who knows? You don't know what Gunther's going to unleash. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We then got an awesome hype reel package for John Cena and Randy Orton one last time. Very good video production as always that you expect from WWE.
They've been doing different matches of their past every single time they've done a package the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's been cool to see. I think WWE posted a video on their YouTube of the entire history. Like they had a marathon of the history of John Cena and Randy Orton with their matches. If you want to and you don't really know their history, go check it out. Their history over the 23 years that they've been in the business together, outstanding.
Yeah.
I think the match on Saturday is gonna prove some people wrong because they think Cena and Orton shouldn't be clashing in big old 2025. But with Orton as a babyface and Cena as a heel, it's a whole different dynamic because we have never seen it before. We've never seen that. So we'll see. I think the match is going to be better than a lot of people think. And WWE put the graphic before that video package that the last time they had a one-on-one match was February of 2017. So they haven't faced each other in 8 years. So it's going to be interesting to see what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's first time in 8 years, and this is the first time ever that we are reversed, where John Cena is the bad guy and Randy Orton's the good guy. It feels different. It feels fresh, even though we've seen it 50 times. It feels different this time, which I think is good for the last time.
100%.
And then we got hyped up for next week's show before we got to our main event. And the matches that we have announced for next week that they showed is AJ Styles going one-on-one with Finn Balor. Should be excellent.
Oh, that's going to be incredible. They're going to tap into the Bullet Club stuff there.
100%. We got the War Raiders going in against American Made in what should be another good tag team match there. And then and then a monster tag team match in the women's division. It will be Io Sky and Rhea Ripley teaming up against Roxanne Perez and Julia, which should be amazing. Amazing.
We talked about the women's division they've been carrying. People said that they would have liked to see this on Backlash, but if it was on Backlash, if we got another subpar episode of television, you'd be complaining too. So it's good to put these good matches on television, which is what the other company's doing. So why are we not getting good wrestling on TV weekly from WWE also? They're capable of doing it. This is a dream match in the women's division, honestly, between the four of them. Never thought I'd want to see it in my life, but I want it. You mentioned the Creed brothers are facing off against the War Raiders. That's going to be an absolute banger. I think the Creed brothers are so underrated. Very underrated in that division. Both Julius and Brutus are monsters in the gym and in the ring. They're both and obviously we know what the War Raiders can do. War Raiders are a fantastic tag team going over 2 decades right there. And then you mentioned Finn Balor and AJ Styles, which was teased after that backstage segment.
I agree. And then we were at this main event. And there were some things that happened after the main event, as
Yeah, I
Ophelia
saw.
just said in our chat.
Yeah, we're gonna
As
have to. I'm
well.
gonna have to take
So
a look at that actually.
yeah, exactly. So we'll discuss that as well. But this main event, it was main event Jey Uso defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins, and man, they pulled out everything in this one. What a match these two had. Back and forth, a long match, and then at the end you had everything.
Oh
You
my
had
goodness.
interferences left and right. You had a ref bump. You have Braun Breaker getting involved. I think there were 3 different occasions where I was like, "Holy crap, Seth Rollins is actually going to win this world title right now."
I was right there with you. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, oh my god,
I
oh my
can't believe
god.
it.
What the
Sammy,
hell?
yeah, at one point it looks like the numbers game with Braun Breaker is going to help Seth win, but Jay kicks out of a curb stomp, which was exciting. Then they get involved again, and Sami Zayn comes out, and Braun's trying to meet him at the entryway, but he dives through the crowd. They're fighting. Braun ends up spearing him. And then it looks like once again Seth is going to win. He hits another curb stomp, and it's like this time it's like, oh, this is over. It's over now.
Yeah,
And there, yeah, exactly. There you go. You're wearing the shirt. CM Punk comes out, chair in hand. He gets rid of Braun
he's
Breaker
ready.
on the way to the ring. And then he gets in the ring and he doesn't care. He just starts wailing Seth Rollins with this chair. And it just ends in chaos. Just a spectacular main event.
The entire main event was incredible.
Yeah.
I think it was Jey Uso's best match of the year. I think Seth Rollins and Jey Uso just have that chemistry in the ring.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins seems to bring the best out of a lot of people. I definitely enjoyed that one. Like you said, there was a few times where I thought Seth Rollins was going to take it. There was a point where I thought Jey Uso was going to take it after he hit the spear and he hit the splash, and Seth still somehow kicked out at 2. It was a fun main event, a lot of chaos. Braun Breaker at ringside, and you have Sami Zayn attacking Braun Breaker out of the crowd, and you have Braun Breaker spearing Sami into oblivion with those messed up ribs.
Yeah.
You have Paul Heyman distracting the referee, which leads to Braun Breaker spearing Jey Uso on the outside. And you have Seth hitting the stomp, and you have the static hitting CM Punk coming out with the chair, like you said, ending the match in no contest. No contest. Jey Uso still World Heavyweight Champion. Very, very good main event match. Definitely TV worthy. 100%. A lot of people weren't looking forward to it. It went over 30 minutes. The match was over 30 minutes. They worked their ass off, both of them. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to what's next, because CM Punk is not going away quiet. So
no,
he's not going. He's not going away quiet.
Yeah, I wonder if it leads to a tag match. Maybe we see Sammy and CM Punk team up, maybe against Braun and Seth.
You mentioned that, and coming off of Ophelia's comment in the comments over here, we might get a 6-man tag. Get a 6-man tag, because I watched the video. I just watched the video of what happened after Raw, and Jey Uso celebrating with the fans. Logan Paul has a hoodie on, hits him with his right hand, and knocks him out of the crowd. Okay. Yeah, so he knocked him out and ran away. So ultimately, I think we might get a 6-man tag out of it before Jey Uso puts the title on the line against Logan Paul. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we'll see. But it was a great way to end a great episode of Monday Night Raw. We need episodes like this every single week. Cannot be lackluster. Doesn't matter if it's the go home show or whatnot. We need episodes just like this every week. And I think next week is going to be a great follow-up to this, with the 3 matches that have already been announced, and then the follow-up to what happened in the main event. So I think we're in for another incredible show following Backlash.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, this felt like a real big go home show tonight. And I think, like you said, the post pay-per-view show is also sizing up to be really good too. So some exciting stuff. Did you want to run through these comments?
Yeah, I'll read them. I'll read them on the side. We don't even got to put them on the screen. I'll read them on the side. Ed Max Smith said, "Can't wait when Jeff Cobb debuts." I'm excited for that when it happens. Internally, I saw him on the SmackDown roster, so we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. If he actually goes to SmackDown, or if he appears on Raw. WWE Revive 2025 says, I thought Seth Rollins was about to win it. CM Punk got me. Yep, I think that was all of us.
Yes.
M. Sweeney said, what did you think of the Omaha audience? Very biased, but need a PLE here. The audience was up and down all night. But I think the energy was there for the most part. I think that during the good parts of the matches, the energy was there. The energy was there for the promo segments. So I would say it was a good crowd tonight.
Yeah.
Lackluster at times, but it was a good crowd tonight. Do you think they'll let top talent pick their own songs and have legit songs going forward? That's a lot of licensing stuff. So I don't think that they're going to allow them to pick mainstream songs like that. But I think we could, like we saw at WrestleMania, CM Punk got this fire played in the video package. I think there will be instances where you get little glimpses, but I don't think overall theme songs. No, I don't think they, like I said, they'll have mainstream artists coming in and working with Def Rebel on the vocals and the background, the guitar, the drums, everything like that. But I don't think ultimately that they're going to let them pick mainstream songs like that. Let's see. Theory is undeniable. Absolutely. Austin Theory is incredible. Very underrated. It's been his presentation has been his problem. I think when he goes babyface, he's going to do very well. Sheamus shredded burger after burger soon after his return. That he did. He did the secret handshake. Finn Balor and AJ. Yes. Do you think it would be better with the Good Brothers with Balor and Styles? I mean, that would be interesting, but the Good Brothers will officially be free agents this weekend. I don't think we're going to see the Good Brothers in WWE again, unfortunately. And it's, like I said, it's unfortunate, but I don't think we'll see the Good Brothers pop up again. But anything's possible. Triple H has signed them twice already, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Judgment Day versus Judgment Day. Yes, it is Judgment Day for Judgment Day. They keep flipping it up, keep on giving you teases on breakups, from Edge's Judgment Day to Rhea's Judgment Day to now Finn's Judgment Day. The Red Circle. Yes. Finn. Yes. Bray Wyatt. The Wyatt Six. Yes. Yes. We're all patiently waiting for the Wyatt Six to return to TV. WWE keeps telling us soon, but I don't know what soon is. I don't know what soon is. There was soon. They said it was imminent. They were going to be on TV. Then they said they're going to be leading to a program for WrestleMania, and Alexa Bliss was going to be involved. I don't know what the holdup is anymore. Alexa Bliss is ultimately supposed to be the leader now, but I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know what they're waiting on. I don't get it. I don't understand. SmackDown needs them right now. If we're being honest, SmackDown needs them. So I'm looking forward to when they do pop up. I don't know. I don't think they would pop up this week because we have a PLE on Saturday. But maybe next week they'll return. Maybe the SmackDown after Backlash. Do you think Bayley cost Lynch, or does Lynch win? Lyra looked great as a star. Lyra looked fantastic, like we said. Do I think Bayley cost Lynch? I think, in my opinion, Becky Lynch wins the title, and then Bayley comes after the title. I think that's what's going to end up happening. Lynch versus Bayley IC battle. Yes. That's two main event women that are going to be going to battle against each other, and it's going to elevate the mid-card division to be like it's a world championship. So yes, that's going to happen. Who do you think ends in a Mania match out of the new call-ups for the women? Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez will be, I mean, Julie is not far behind. If we're talking about it, Roxanne Perez will probably be the first one out of the women that gets the main event from those women from NXT. But we'll see. But Roxanne absolutely deserves it when the time comes. Let's see. Evolution 2 headlined by James Ellsworth. No. Do you know where I can watch NXT full show free? Yeah, overseas it's called Netflix, and in America, I don't know.
I don't think so. No, not for free, because Peacock is not free.
Peacock has a free tier, but no, I don't know where you can watch it for free.
No.
Try and look it up on YouTube. Maybe somebody posts some stuff, but I don't have any idea. I don't pirate stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is Cross
wrong guys?
Is Cross slowly going into Killer Cross mode? Yes, he is. If you have noticed, the last few weeks, he has started being very, very precise with his words. He's been choosing his words wisely about what he's saying in this promo. And we didn't talk about it in the show because American viewers don't get to watch it. I get to watch it because I have a VPN. Shout out to NordVPN. Good site. Love NordVPN. Shout out to them. I use them so I can watch the international feeds, Raw,
Mhm.
SmackDown, and NXT, and the PLEs. I don't utilize Peacock, so shout out to NordVPN. But yes, he mentioned in his promo. Well, it was an interview promo with Kathy Kelly, and he basically said he's a killer. He's a
Oh,
killer. And he
good.
said some people call me a killer. And hold on, he said something else that WWE highlighted on their Twitter. Give me a second. He said something about the devil that really caught my eye. He said, what did he say? Where'd it go? Devil. Where are you? There it is. He's just a devil you know. Talk about the one you see. Because the interview was about Sami Zayn's decision last week.
Yeah.
If Sami Zayn made the right decision. And he said that Karrion Kross is basically the devil you know. So,
Mm.
yeah, I think Killer Kross is coming shortly. We're gonna see him featured a lot more on television. Not just backstage segments. A lot of people like him. His contract is coming up soon, which he mentioned. He mentioned that in the little work shoot promo that he did
Oh
on
yeah.
the post WrestleMania show. He mentioned that. He mentioned that his contract details got leaked. It was a work shoot promo. It was a work
Yeah.
shoot promo. But yeah, I think the Killer's coming out soon. We gotta watch it, and we're gonna see greatness when the Killer finally comes out.
Oh yeah.
We talked about Logan Paul attacking Jey Uso. You go watch that video after the show. But yeah,
Yeah.
he hit him with the right hand that has the metal in it. Obviously, hit him with it and knocks him out and ran away. SmackDown needs the Wyatts. Yes, they do. We talked about it. It's just a matter of time, hopefully, because I get asked every single week, "Are the Wyatts here today? Are the Wyatts here today?
Yeah.
Are the Wyatts here today?" If I knew the Wyatts were there, I would tell you. Okay, I would tell all of you, whoever asked me. If you're watching this show and you love the Wyatt Six, I will tell you if the Wyatt Six are scheduled for the show. Somebody will tell me, hopefully. So
Yeah.
I will tell you. If I know, you will know. Please.
Yeah, at this point, you're just like, I just want them to come back just for that, just so I
Yeah.
stop getting asked a million
I get
questions about
asked
it.
so much. I get asked so much stuff, and it's like if I know it, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tease it. I'm not gonna outright give you the spoiler. I'm gonna tease it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tease it. I do teasers. I don't
Yeah.
like to outright spoil. I put that little sensitive warning on Twitter, and if you want to click the picture and find out what it is, that's on you. So
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see. I'm nobody special. I'm just the devil you know versus the devils you don't. That's what Karrion Kross said. And the promo was very good.
He's
I
been
love
doing excellent work for the last six
him
plus months. He's just
him
been
on the
great.
microphone. Him on the microphone is great. His
Yeah.
character work since he came back to WWE has been fantastic because everything he's touched has changed.
Yeah.
Every single person that he's dealt with has changed.
Yep.
And that's a current thing that he has mentioned on social media. When people say it to him, he's like, "Oh, you're paying attention finally. You're paying attention finally."
Mhm.
He's doing everything for a reason, and him getting himself organically over on social media is going to be huge,
Yep.
huge.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. And he's done really well at that, and the little things, him changing the hairstyles to the people that he's, when he's on there with
Dealing
Sami
with?
Zayn, he has the same hair. When he's doing AJ, the hair's down and looking beautiful flow. Like it's the little things like that he adds to it too, where it's
Yeah.
like he just gets it, man. He just gets it. He's really
he's,
good.
He's a great wrestling mind, and
Yeah.
he had a great fight at Bloodsport. I
Mhm.
don't know. Did you get to see it?
I did.
His
I did.
Bloodsport match against JR Kratos was great.
Yeah.
It looked like JR Kratos was gonna knock him out.
It
And
did.
Cross got that second wind and put him to sleep, made him tap out.
Yeah.
Got him. Yeah, so
And he
he's
cut a good promo before that show because it was the
great
hometown
promo,
show and a
absolutely.
returning show for Bloodsport for him.
Did
And
you get to watch his documentary?
no, not yet. It's on the YouTube. Yeah, I got it queued up.
He's so good. It's following his entire journey that week. It is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's going to get him over. Social media is huge this day and age, and WWE is noticing. WWE sees his shirt is selling out on the websites. That his following's going up. People are bringing signs in that say "We want Cross now." It's WWE's taking notice. Don't worry, guys. If you're a Karrion Kross, Killer Cross fan, the push is coming. The push,
Oh, yeah.
he's getting the push, and he deserves it after everything he's been through. from getting cut the first time with that
Mhm.
shitty ass gimmick that they gave him on the
Ugh.
main roster. Oh, his NXT stuff was perfect, and he gets called up to the main roster for some garbage feud with Jeff Hardy, and he gets fucking released.
Yep.
He gets
Yep.
released, and then Triple H takes over, and he's one of the first people that brings back. And ever since then, it's been incredible.
Mhm.
Gabriel says, "I need Cross and Punk feud at some point." Yes,
That'd
that'll
be
be
fun.
something I'll be seated for. I'll
Yes.
enjoy it.
100%. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for us for Raw Dogs tonight. A fun episode. I'm looking forward to getting back after it next week with the Backlash Fallout and that post Raw that's already kind of setting up to be another big one.
You talk about Backlash.
Yeah.
I put it on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to be able to watch live. I'm going to have to watch later that night because
Oh.
my sister's graduating college.
Oh, awesome. Congrats to her.
Big
That's
moment for her.
yeah, good for her.
She's graduating. So I'll be at her graduation
Hell
Saturday.
yeah.
It's taking place at the same place that WWE is coming 2 weeks later.
All right.
They're coming to town for 4 shows on
Yes.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
I'll be at graduation. She'll be graduating from University of South Florida. I'm happy. I'm proud of her.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm proud of her. She's getting her 4 years done. And I couldn't be a prouder bigger brother. And then we'll get to Backlash. Once the day is over, we'll get to Backlash later that night. And then, like you said, we'll be back next week. Next week is going to be another great episode of Raw. I'm thinking with everything that's been announced, and then they'll announce some more stuff after Backlash. Like normally they do on Sunday, Adam Pearce will cut a promo on WWE's social medias and say what's coming. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get some more stuff added to the 3 matches that we have already right now. But you can find me if you want to follow me. My name is right there on the screen. You can follow me at Cory_Hays 407 on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram with the same name. I'm on TikTok. I don't use it much, but you can follow me with the same name, just no underscore. You can follow me, and I will follow you back. So
there you go.
You can follow me there. A lot of good stuff on my Twitter, especially if you want some scoops occasionally and stuff like that. You can go and follow my Twitter as well. But I appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate you, my brother. Glad to be back on Raw Dogs, going Raw on a Monday night. My favorite thing to do every week. I love it. I'm glad to be back.
I am too. You can follow me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms. I'll be back on this very channel Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite. We got Dynamite up, me and Jose Gonzalez, Jose on the air here on Body Slam. So you'll see me right back here in a few days. You can catch my other stuff on Thursday. I do a couple shows on Love Wrestling Between Two Beards, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. and Firmly Inc. Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. So you can catch me over there. But like Cory said, next Monday, right after Raw, him and I will be back here next Monday, and every Monday we'll be doing this stuff here. So thanks everyone for joining.
Much love to you. Thank you very much for tuning in to us coming back. And like we said, we'll be here next week and hopefully every week after that.
Yes, absolutely. Until then, for Cory and myself,